What up everyone, it's your man Xman87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man the Animated Series Daredevil vs. Hydro Man 2-pack review. Before we get into everything, if you could please drop a like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's go! Alright, so I'd like to start off today's review with a discussion, and someone explained to me why we have two Spider-Man the Animated Series lines in Marvel Legends, because we have the VHS 2-packs, and then we have the retro cards. And we all know the retro cards were based off the animated series. If you look at the original Toy Biz packaging in the 90s, it says straight up at the top, like, based off the animated series. But, I guess in that line, that's where they put the comic and they mix some animated figures in there, you know. Here in the 2-pack, I guess they're just keeping it strictly animated series. I don't know how I feel about that. I feel like they should just condense it into one line. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with that. Like, you know, Hydro Man and Daredevil, they never crossed paths in the animated series. And to me, that's fine. That doesn't bother me in a 2-pack because they both belong in the same animated universe, right? They both appeared in the Spider-Man animated series, so it's like, I don't trip out like some folks that are like, oh, you know, they never cross paths or anything, why are they doing that? Nah, they all belong in the same universe. I don't trip out, but, you know, I feel like they should just stick with the retro card, because when you look at a 2-pack like the Morbius, the upcoming Morbius, and Doctor Strange, you know, most people just want the animated series Morbius and not Doctor Strange, especially that Doctor Strange doesn't even have an animated series accurate head. So I just feel like they should just do it solo, because that way, you know, everyone will get Morbius without, you know, feeling to spend extra on a Doctor Strange that they don't want. And, you know, if the Doctor Strange is on a solo retro card, fine. It's there for those who do want it, so the option is there. Here, I feel like, you know, let's be real, Daredevil should have been sold solo, so. And again, I'll let you know, I am a fan of this 2-pack. I'm a sucker for translucent figures. I like this Hydro Man, but it should have been solo carded, especially since this is the second time they're offering Daredevil as a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. The first time was in a 3-pack with a white Elektra and a blue chest bullseye, and no one really wanted. I wanted the white Elektra, but didn't really care for that bullseye, right? But again, I'm aware that most people just wanted the Daredevil. Now, with the animated series 2-pack here, it's the same thing. People just want the Daredevil. Now, with this, Hasbro didn't really give a win-win for the consumer. I know many people wanted an extra head and the splayed-out hands for Daredevil in that 3-pack, and Hasbro said, okay, we'll give you the extra head and the splayed-out hands, but we're still gonna force you to buy another figure with the Daredevil. And it's just like Hasbro is saying, F you, and they're trolling you even harder at the same time. Hopefully next time, Hasbro can finally release a Daredevil on this body for every fan to have access to. And this is the best Daredevil. This one blows the last one away, and I'm gonna tell you why right now. So this is the new head sculpt we get right here. He has an angry face, which I really like. Again, the Daredevil from the 3-pack did not have an alternate head. It just had this normal stoic head, and this looks so good. You can see the teeth sculpted. Now, if you're gonna keep an animated form for a figure, it doesn't need to have each individual tooth sculpted, right? In animated form, the teeth are not individually drawn. Instead, you get these little horizontal lines crossed at the ends of the mouth, which is usually and traditionally the style in animation. Same with Hydro Man, so that's the way I feel like it should be done on the animated face sculpts. They should have kept it like that, but, you know, with their face print deco, with what they're doing, you know, they want to make the figures look realistic, even though with an animated figure, you don't need to do that. So this just makes me think that we are definitely going to see this head again in a comic book form. It looks good, though. You know, for what it is, it looks good, and the mask looks good. I love the black paint tracing around the all-red pupils, man. That just highlights the eyes even more. I love that. And even the cell shading looks so much better on this figure. Look at the horns. It's got cell shading on the horns, around the cheekbones. And it even has the edgy sketching pattern. I always forget what this style is called. Cross-hatching. There we go, cross-hatching. That's just so freaking nice, man. It looks so good. And then you look at the rest of the figure. This is how cell shading should be done. Why didn't they do this for all their cell shaded figures, you know, in the past? This is just how it's done, and it looks so good. And you know what? This kind of style, the way it's highlighted, is basically how he looked in the Fantastic Four animated series too. So they can do a Fantastic Four animated series line, and if they ever do the team, the Fantastic Four team, it would use this same dark cell shading pattern that covers a lot of the body, and ooh, that would look really, really nice. I'm glad to see they improved now, and, you know, they had to learn, because I was one of those that were very critical on their cell shading. They just needed to study their light science. They didn't know how to apply the light science. The cell shading was so off. It was in the wrong areas. And, you know, this one is just so much better. It gives me kind of that Mondo feel. And Mondo figures have the best cell shading on their animated figures. Cell shading is very nice. It's just so well done here. I like the double D's painted right there. I'm still offended. No cell shaded butt cheeks. Come on now. That's all that's missing. But also, new hands. These are new fists. As you can see on the old one, comparing it side by side, the old one has smaller fists. This one has a bigger fist, and you can see there is some wrinkles there. You can see sculpted. This one did not have that at all. So that is really nice. They're a little bit bigger, so I'm just gonna pan out here with the camera. So do you think the hands are oversized, or you think this is the right size? To me, this is fine, because Matt Murdock was a boxer, and boxers have bigger hands than most normal people do, so I'm okay with that. The glove is not sculpted because it's reusing the Renew Your Vows arms, but the way the paint stops at a straight line, it's so clean. Man, the legs right there, the cross-hatching and cell shading on the legs looks so beautiful. It's even on the belt right there. And the thigh straps too, that makes it look so good, man. Look at the legs. They just did it so right, and it stops right here at the boots. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, no. No! Yo, they didn't... Oh, man, they didn't pick the cell shading right below the right knee here. It's right here. No! This was going so good, Hasbro. Why? Oh, why did you have to strike me with your QC issues, man? No, man. Oh, this sucks. Oh, this sucks. It was going so good. Damn, I'm going to have to get a replacement now. Which, you know, Hasbro Pulse is very good with replacements. I'm not worried about it, but this just sucks, man. Because I was having so much fun with this Daredevil. I mean, I'll get a replacement. I'm still having fun with it. It's just, that sucks, man. That really sucks. Alright, guys, really thoroughly inspect your Daredevils. If you got this, make sure that nothing is missing from the cell shading. I'll probably post an image of the product images to show how it's supposed to look here. This caught me off guard, man. Damn. I didn't notice that before. I just noticed it the first time on camera as I'm pointing out where it stops at the boot, and it was just easy for me to point out. Damn. This sucks. Yeah, it's on the back right there, but just missing the front. Man, I still love the way this figure looks though. For accessories, he's got the C-grip hands to hold his billy clubs, and I have the billy clubs stored right here on his holster, and he comes with the rope, and it's in black deco. It's not a bendy wire. That would have been dope if it was a bendy wire, and then you could just plug that into the holes underneath the billy club. So you get this look. Same thing that, you know, came from the 3-pack. Now these gripping hands, super important to know, are newly sculpted. As you can see, the wrinkles are sculpted on the hands. And more importantly, look, the fingernails are not exposed. The old Daredevil had fingernails exposed. You see that? So happy they fixed it, because that just bothered the hell out of me, seeing the fingernails exposed through a glove. Like, come on now. I'm happy that they're, you know, course correcting some of those, you know, just stupid decisions, you know? Then he comes with splayed out hands, which is a must-have for Daredevil. Again, you get nicely sculpted wrinkles on it. I think these are new hands. I've never seen these before because you got the two middle fingers right there stuck together like that, and that looks really, really good. I do like this. This is super important to have to put them in dynamic posing, whether you want a 3-point stance like this. You can see all the fingers pretty much touch the surface, utilize that toe joint, and yeah, man, it's just gonna create nice dynamic stances for these 3-point stances, or using them for aerial poses just like this. As you can see with the billy club extended out, I have the rope in between his finger like so, and that's just gonna look so good. Then lastly, it's his alternate head with the more stoic expression, and you still get that cell shaded with the cross hatching combo. It looks really good. It's the same head as the one in the 3-pack, but maybe they are different. Hold on a second. Am I tripping? Are they the same or different? Because it looks the same but different at the same time. Maybe it's the cell shading that's doing it. Wow, if they're the same, then the cell shading did a great job making it look different. It just looks like the mouth is a little wider on this one. I'm thinking they're the same, but I'm not quite sure, man. I'll let you guys tell me in the comments if you think it's the same or different. I'm not gonna go over articulation. It's the same as the renew your bowels, vowels. Oh, that didn't sound right. And the most important thing you guys must be wondering is if these new hands fit on the old Daredevil and match in tone. And yes, I am happy to report that they do. And, you know, you can give him the C-grip hands. That way he doesn't have that fingernail poking out of the glove. And you can give him the splayed out hands, which are so important. And I did this just for fun because I know you guys are going to ask me, how does the animated cel-shaded head looks on the comic body? Well, here you go. I don't think it's that bad. Again, I only do head swaps if it makes sense. But this matches. And, you know, the photographer in me wouldn't mind taking some pics like this. So yeah, if you get this pack, you definitely just upgraded your comic Daredevil big time. Despite my QC issue I ran into, which I will seek an immediate replacement after this review is done, there's no denying the beauty of this figure, and that's thanks to the newly improved cell shading along with adding more flair to it with the cross hatching. It's even more admirable when putting it in several poses. New angry head along with new hands that weren't rehashed from the old ones makes this better than its predecessor from the 3-pack. Best Legends Daredevil by far, and their best animated style figure. I'm rating Daredevil a 9 out of 10. Alright, now we're taking a look at the Hydro Man head sculpt, and he just looks creepy. First of all, he was just creepy to begin with in the animated series, always talking Mary Jane. Hey, Red. He's just so weird, man. Yeah, his head sculpt looks like smiling Eric Bischoff. My fellow wrestling fans will know who I'm talking about. He's almost got that same hairdo too. But I like the hair, what they did with the hair. They did this kind of like white overspray to give it that wavy water effect, and it's throughout the body. You'll see, well, not completely throughout, but in some areas like the chest, the front part of the sleeves right there, a little bit on the shoulders, and a little bit on the legs right here, and I think that's about it, and it looks really, really nice. I wish we had more of it, honestly. Again, it looks really, really nice. It makes the hair pop out. This looks good. I'm a sucker for translucent figures. He looks a little derpy-eyed though, man. Yeah, it looks funny, but I do feel like we're gonna get an updated classic Hydro Man in his comic form sometime down the line. This is one thing I wish they did with the comic Hydro Man to begin with, was give him the regular arms, because the last one just had powered up arms, as you can see here, and they weren't swappable. So I wish he had swappable powered down arms. These arms would have looked great on this since he's all powered up. So they still should have given him the swappable arm option. And they are different head sculpts, as you can see. Yeah, I like this one more, actually. Yeah, this one's still creepy. He still looks like a creep, but that's okay, because that's how I think of the character. Yeah, man, I'm just a sucker for translucent figures. This looks so good. I think I'm going to retire this one on my shelf, put him in the bin for now. He's been on my Spider-Man display for like, what, 4 or 5 years now? So I'll just switch it up and put this guy on it. And so, yeah, I mean, he still has the pins, because these are reused from what, Sandman, or really Luke Cage, the Netflix Luke Cage, has the pins on the legs. Another reason why I do feel like we're going to get an updated Sandman and Hydro Man comic version is because the Last Stand Spider-Man from the newest retro wave, they updated the jeans. It's all new sculpt and it's pinless. So I do feel like we're going to get new versions of those sometime down the line, you know what I mean? But other than that, even the shoes looking translucent, that looks so cool. Yeah, he's going to pop on my shelf, especially since I have lights on my shelf. When that light hits on this figure, he's definitely going to pop. But animated series accurate wise for the body, no, man. The animated series, he was yoked. Like, he was just straight up yoked, and I just feel like this body is way too small for him to be animated series accurate. So they should have just updated the body to match that animated series physique. And honestly, man, it would have been cool if we had these water effects from the box. And no, you cannot swap the hands from the other Hydro Man onto this one. The peg is just way too big. But if you want to maybe finagle it, yeah, try laying it here on a flat surface. So if you're doing photography and you want to play with your perspectives to hide it, you know, do something like that. I think that looks very good. For accessories, he comes with 2 open hands that are reused from Vulcans, and he still has those splashing effects at the feet, but this time we get more of that white overspray on the water effects. The old ones didn't have that at all. It just had like a darker blue tone with the light tone. So yeah, this one to me just looks better. It gives it more of a water effect feel. When you look at the figure completely with the water effects on, it just highlights more of the figure, brings more of those other white oversprays. Oh, he also has it right here on the torso. I don't know if I pointed that out before on the lower torso. I know he has it on the chest, but for some reason I think I missed that earlier. But yeah, I like this, man. It could have used more, honestly. It would have looked real good, especially on the back. If he had it, it would have made the figure feel a little more complete. The articulation is the same as the Sandman before, Luke Cage with the shirt, so nothing changes there. I hope they do update this torso for the t-shirts, because we've already seen that they updated the jeans with this Last Stand Spider-Man. So I just feel like a new shirt is needed to get more range, because this one does lack that range. So hopefully they do something new and exciting for that. And I will get to this Last Stand Spider-Man eventually. I'm reviewing that entire Spider-Man 2024 Retro Wave. Just give me some time, because there's a lot on my plate that I want to review first before I get to this one. But the next one for the Spider-Man Retro Wave I want to review is Hollow Z, because I'm just excited to have that character, and I love that character, and I want to talk about it. But yeah, this Hydro Man, not so bad, man. Not so bad. I will say that I like this Hydro Man more than the comic one, even though he's not completely animated series accurate in terms of physique. The way I see it, he's going to be a completely powered up comic version in his Hydro form on my shelf. This will also look beautiful in action figure photography. More water oversprays on the body would have made it look even lovelier. Again, not too bad. 7 out of 10. Only a few comparisons I want to make here, and here's the new animated series Daredevil next to the comic Daredevil. Damn, I just like this new Daredevil better. And here's the new Hydro Man compared to the old Hydro Man, and damn, I just like this new Hydro Man better. And just so that you can see how these look next to a Spider-Man, I have the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends one. I don't have the cel-shaded 90s version, but same buck. But if they could make a new 90s Spider-Man animated series with the way the cel shading looks like on this Daredevil, ooh, I might have to grab that. And now to wrap things up, my final rating as a collective is a 7.75 out of 10. I surprisingly ended up liking this 2-pack way more than expected. This Daredevil I love way more than the 3-pack. The 3-pack one let me down a little bit, where I feel much more satisfied with this one because I get an additional head, splayed out hands, better hands overall, so that upgrades my comic Daredevil to make it look better, and the cell shaded cross hatching combo makes this figure visually striking, whereas the comic one just looked too bland. No details added to make that comic one stand out. I appreciate this figure when posed. That's when its true beauty comes out. Same can be said for Hydro Man when it comes to that true beauty coming out in terms of photography, because that translucency is where it truly shines for me. And I get most of you are not photographers, I get that, but understand that I'm a photographer at my core before a reviewer, as I was doing that way before reviews. That's my realm, and most of my reviews are based off those photographical elements, so just know where I'm coming from. I think he's fine for what he is. The translucency hides the pins, I don't mind that. I just hope in an update they can give us swappable leg options for a geyser effect. Same for Sandman with the sand rising from his legs. I know I said that they can mash up any character from the animated series in a 2-pack whether it makes sense or not, but just to clarify, as long as it's in the same animated universe and not mixing a comic version that's never been in the show, then I'm cool with. But if they were going to make it make sense, I wish they went with Daredevil and Punisher instead. Even though they never crossed paths in the show, those two just have a rich history together. So I'm just dying to see that Punisher in the blue with the black gloves from the animated series so bad. I'm content with what I get here though. I'm not disappointed at all. But I am disappointed with how they are handling the updated Daredevils as just post-exclusive multi-packs. I think about the consumer, and they need to do right by them and finally offer him as a single, non-exclusive release. Here's a message to you, Hasbro Pulse. Your slogan says where fans come first. Well then honor that, because it's feeling like your slogan really stands for where repaints come first. Now I kick it back to you. What do you think of this 2-pack? You think this is the best Legends Daredevil? Any interest in this Hydro Man to display as a powered up version, whether it's photography or on the shelf? Which Spider-Man the Animated Series 2-pack would you like to see next? Comment below, let me know, we'll chat about it. Thanks for watching another Marvel Legends review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already at xman87. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my latest videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.